So today is November 8th. For some people, it was the voting day for your US president. And for some people, it was their surgery day for their Interstim implant. So a year ago today was pretty much one of the biggest days of my life. Because, like, for some of you who've been following me for some time, almost a year now, because I started making YouTube videos in January of this year, I had an Interstim implant in my left buttock, my left butt cheek, and it was something that I thought was going to change, like, my life forever, because, you know, like, when you have like a chronic condition, I would say that this is somewhat chronic. Well, not somewhat chronic. I would say it's a condition, that's for sure. But I have never experienced any significant moment in my life where I haven't wet the bed. By going into surgery on November 8th on 2016, it was super, like, it was a lot of emotions I was experiencing. So today marks the day that's been a full year, obviously, since my first Interstim implant. Because since November 8th last year, I had a revision surgery done in April of this year. So there was only about 6 months in between the two. That December, January, February, March, April. Okay, so there was only 5 months between both of my Interstim surgeries. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess though there's only 5 months between my Interstim surgery on November 8th and then the one done on April 5th, 2017. Which I think is pretty remarkable considering it's Canada and we don't normally get, at least to my knowledge, fast service in, like, not service, but faster, you know, surgeries and stuff like that, or doctor's appointments, because it's all, for the most part, free, if you will. So we just go by what the government system lets us see. So, like, when I went to go see my surgeon in Toronto for this surgery in September of last year, there was only 2 months between meeting him and having the actual surgery done. So, like, I think I'm pretty lucky in that standard, because I don't think that a lot of people even get that chance to wait only a couple months for some important surgery in their life. I've read that people who are waiting for this exact surgery can have to wait up to a year, if not longer, for it. So I think the fact that I had 2 done in less than a year, or 5 months apart, is pretty fortunate. So I'm not on here to, like, complain at all. I just think I just like to share. But I think that that's really cool. Anyways, it's been a year, and I've been thinking about this since, like, yesterday and the day before, like, since the beginning of this week, and I've had a really crappy week. Not to anyone's fault, but my own. Oh, by the way, I love this sweater. I just got it on Facebook, because I'm prone to buying stuff off of ads. But yeah, it's got... If you've seen it on Facebook, you'll know who it is, or you'll know what it is. But it's got Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice, and this way, and Jack Skellington on it, and it says "You can't sit with us," and I think it's super cool. Anyway, so yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so it's been on my mind. I've had a really crappy week because I kind of set weird standards for myself. I think everyone sort of sets up expectations and then gets disappointed when they don't hit them. And I've, like, over the past, even like this past year alone, or year and a half, I've grown so much as a person. I find that I set up expectations that are sometimes really hard to hit and or to meet for myself. And over the past year, I think I've gotten much better at learning what expectations are versus what kind of person I am. Because I would just think that I was just a terrible person. But I haven't had one of those, like, you're such a crappy type of, you're not a good person, you suck at everything kind of moments in a long, long time. And I've had that all week this week. Like, I know today's only Wednesday, but I've had that all week this week. Essentially, on Monday when I filmed my last video, which you can see is my last upload, which is the 10 facts about your bladder that you didn't know, probably didn't know. I was really stressed out making that video. It's like a behind the scenes. I was really upset. I didn't prioritize my time right, and I didn't have to. That's another thing I struggle with, is having, like, saying words like have to and had to do things, and like, you don't have to do anything. But in my mind, I was setting myself up for failure, because I was like, I have to get that recorded, I have to have it uploaded by the end of the day, and I understand in retrospect that those are ridiculous things to, like, put up for pressure, because I was already under stress for no reason. No reason to be under stress, and I was under stress. And the other thing that was on my mind was I wanted to, and had to, but I wanted to practice a song for my work. I don't know if some of you may follow me on Instagram. I put up a little Instagram story post about how I was practicing guitar in the back of my truck during my lunch break, because after work we were going to this thing called TD's Got Talent, because I work for TD Bank, and it wasn't bad. Oh, did you see that go flying? Whee! It wasn't that it was bad, it was just that I wasn't practiced enough to what I wanted to be. I've had weeks, like, I know, okay, that was another thing, was last year, I'm gonna start talking fast because I'm so excited about nothing, but last year, when I was having surgery, my bank, or my workplace was having this thing called TD's Got Talent. Like, I'm gonna have, like, a story, like, stick with me here in this video, like, it might go somewhere, I don't know. Also, if you hear noises, I've got the window open beside me, because it's like a nice fall day and I just kind of want to let some fresh air in my room. Anyways, let's start with something. Okay, so TD's Got Talent is a fun event that TD Bank hosts at a local bar, I guess, if you will. Like, it's a restaurant bar, but they take over that little place, that restaurant bar, and I guess every year on essentially November 8th, November 7th, and they just take over, they rent the whole place, and then we just kind of, as TD members, like, there was over 150 of us. 150! It was so dumb. There were so many people. People who will just come, and, like, that's not everyone in our region. Like, that was just, like, a small amount of people who were able to make it. We'll go and just kind of, like, get to know each other, drink, and have a good time. And then there were 6 of us, which, with 150 people, you'd think there'd be more than 6 people, including myself, who performed. Anyway, I went first. I performed Don't by Ed Sheeran. I didn't practice the song at all. I looked at the chords that I wanted to. I looked up how to play it, so Monday night, and I was getting stressed out because I was like, I can't do this. I looked up how to play it on Monday night, and I was just like, like, I didn't, it was a little bit more complicated than I expected it to be. I don't know, it's Ed Sheeran. I should have expected it to be pretty complicated. And I know there was a lot of lyrics to the song, but I knew them. And I had never played the song through singing it while playing guitar at the same time until last night. So I wasn't stressed. I wasn't anxious. Like, I wasn't like, ugh. Like, I've done lots of performances. Like, I love coffee houses. I've done so many performances. I used to do jazz choir, and I used to we'll do coffee houses and perform on stage in local school plays and musicals. I love performing. It's great. It's fun. I'm not normally stage fright at all. That wasn't what I was worried about. Like, people were like, are you nervous? Like, are you excited? I'm like, I'm not excited. I'm not nervous. I want to actually go. I don't want to do this at all. Like, I got to work yesterday. I was in such a terrible mood, which is very unlike me. Like I said, like, I've just been having one of those weeks where I've just been angry and upset and just frustrated and getting irritated over the smallest of things. So I practiced playing it on my guitar in my truck, and I actually downloaded, like, a metronome app because I couldn't, like, get the timing right. Anyways, the complication, it was fine. Like, when I got up there, I barely even remember doing it because I was just kind of like, let's just get this over with. Like, I'm not into it at all. Like, I'll put up a couple pictures from last night as well. But I wasn't into it. I wasn't excited to do it. And I was just like, let's just get this over with. I'm not going to, like, win, if you will, because it was called TD's Got Talent. it was kind of like American Idol or America's Got Talent kind of like mixed together. So they had like 3 judges who were like people from TD, obviously. So they were just like, oh my gosh, like here's Simon Cowell and here's like Paula Abdul and I don't know, whatever. And they were like, wow, that was a lot of words. And, you know, Ed Sheeran, you can count on him for putting a ton of words in one song and, you know, it be like super fast. And you're like, you nailed every word. I'm like, I'm sure they couldn't hear a word I was saying because no one would shut up. And that really irritated me throughout every performance. Everyone was talking was so loud, so disrespectful. Like, I guess I'm spoiled and used to just like people who like are quiet when other people are performing, like at coffee houses or school performances or plays, but I was so upset. I knew no one could hear me, and I think at one point in the song, like, I was just like, oh, sorry, I just gotta, like, I had to, like, I put the lyrics up beside me, because I knew I was gonna forget part of them, and I couldn't see part of the lyrics, so, like, I folded the, like, I took my hand off the guitar neck, and I folded the page over, just, like, get the crease out, and they started clapping, like, as if I was nervous. I was like, I'm not nervous, I'm just angry. I don't know exactly why I've been so upset and angry. Like, I've just been in one of those, like, I'm just in one of those moods where I just want to punch something or break something and not do anything and cry. Like, it's just one of those kind of moods for me right now. And it might just be because I'm just realizing, well, I don't really know. Like, I don't want to say that, like, because of this being a year of Interstim, as I'll probably call this video that it's been a year since I had my first Interstim surgery. I don't want it to be, like, attributed to that, because I really have no idea. Like, it's not really, like, maybe it's playing more of a mental toll on me than I thought. I think I'm just in, like, a bad mood. And I was sort of bitching to one of my coworkers last night in the parking lot. I was just like, I'm in such a bad mood. I don't want to talk to anyone. And then, like, people were just asking me how I was doing, or is she okay? And it's just so obvious when I'm in such a bad mood that, because I have no patience for anyone and I just want to leave. It's very clear I'm uncomfortable. So, anyway, I was told to, like, drop the attitude at the door kind of thing. Like, when I got to work, and I was just like, that's the last thing I want to hear. Thank you for your input. But anyway. Anyway, so, yeah, I was complaining to one of my coworkers and she's like, yep, I've been there. Like, I get it. And I was like, thank you. I just feel like you always have to be, like, you have to be on, like, a certain level when you're at work and, like, professional and all that. And it's always, like, an act. And I just didn't want to put on an act. And I don't know. I'm just kind of, now I'm just complaining. Because, like, that's my everyday. I don't really like going to work, but I don't know. Is this coffee cup big enough? It's one of my favorite mugs. My mom has 2 of these. This is just one of them. And it's like the right, like, I'm very particular about my coffee cups, and this is not iced coffee. I actually made this, I brewed it earlier. I like a cup that is like about as, like, stout as it is wide. Like, it's like a nice, like, it's not tall. Like, I don't want to tip it over. Like, it's a sturdy mug, and it's, like, thin-lipped. It's nice. I don't even know what kind of mood I was in last year. I know that after about 4 or 5 days, I was just devastated because I couldn't feel like it was, I didn't feel like it was working, after 4 or 5 days, and I just assumed, I don't think I knew a lot about Interstim at the time, but, or at least people's experiences from it. After a while, I did start looking them up and seeing that not everyone experienced it right away, but from what actually, I'll link the actual interview that my actual doctor, the one who is my surgeon, the one I still see to this day. I'll link that video with him, and I think it was Global News. And the video that he talks about with, about a client or a patient, about a patient that he had, and how she was just so relieved, like an immediate, like, it was just the best thing that ever happened to her. And some people are like, yeah, it is immediate, and some people are like, no, it's not immediate. And my doctor is like, it's not always immediate. Like, you're not always going to figure out, like, it's going to be, like, a quick fix. Like, it's not always like that. So I'll link that video below, because I don't really have rights to it or anything, so I don't want to show it in this video. But if you want to check it out, and just take a look at that and see what I'm saying is that I was just sort of disappointed because like when I saw that video, I was like, why is she getting results right away? Like, why can't I? In like my own selfish way, that's all I could think about. I'm gonna post some pictures up of some of the pictures of the actual day and the day after from my surgery of last year. I couldn't find the Interstim itself, so I had to have my best friend Ashley point at it with her finger and tell me where the scar was, where the incision start line was, and then tell me, and then I was hovering because we couldn't figure out where for like the first day and a half. We're like, wait, where is it on my butt? Like, where can I put like the little, where is it? Oh, there's so much stuff. Sorry, I lost my cool for a second. I was just like, where do I put this on my butt? And like I couldn't find it for like the longest time. Like it was like concerning because it was like I can't seem to find the tracker and it won't like locate it. Once we figured out where it was and located it, we took pictures so that I could figure out like it's lower than the incision or farther away from the incision, which I thought it would just be below the incision, like right underneath the scar, but it was nowhere near it. Anyway, it's been quite a journey. I still really can't say whether it's working completely yet or not because even though it's not the same one, I've still had Interstim for an entire year. It's been on for an entire year. That's crazy. Like, starting April 5th, like from this year to next year, so like April 5th, 2018, will be a full year of my one Interstim. And then, like, they got to replace the battery, I believe, they say like 5 to 10 years or whenever it starts to die. They can check the battery every time you go for a visit for like reprogramming. I'm not really due for another reprogramming right now. I'm on like I think my third channel of 4. Like I've been doing what the doctor said and keeping it on the channels for about a month at a time. So like this is something I was experiencing with my other Interstim, even though this one's moved and like it's a new one. I sometimes, and I told my doctor, I was like, I experience pain with it because like when I lie down on it or turn over, like I can feel it and it's very uncomfortable for me. Like, I shouldn't say very, it's uncomfortable. It's weird. Feels like there's a weird disc or stone in my butt and I can't like move very comfortably. But I was wondering if anyone else feels like that. Like a little pain or like a little nub in their like butt cheek and it feels weird. Like, this all sounds so weird when I'm saying it out loud, but I think if you have an interest in, you'll know what I'm saying because you can feel it. Like you can push on your skin and feel the battery pack, which is what the Interstim device is. You can't feel the lead that at least I don't think you can, but you can feel the battery pack, which is, like I said, weird. It feels so weird and sometimes I feel like it's painful. Like it feels like it's pinching or something. I'm just wondering if anyone else ever feels like that. Like I don't know if this is like right or wrong to say. Like it's like, I don't think it's a controversial thing to say. I just think it's like a little weird. I'm sure everyone's is so different. Like everyone's body and where it's placed has got to be incredibly, like, well, relatively the same, but incredibly different at the same time. But I just thought it was weird because every now and then I'll turn over. Like I don't lie on that side of my body. Like I don't, like it's like on this side of my body. So I don't like lie down like that. And if I have to turn over, I kind of like avoid it, like pick myself up and turn myself over if I'm lying down on the floor or on the ground or on the floor if I'm like chilling on the ground or on my bed. Like, I just don't turn over that way because I don't want to like disrupt it. Not like I'm afraid of it moving, I'm just afraid that it'll hurt. But does anyone else feel like that? Like that it sometimes like pinches them and was like jabs them or something? Like no? Just me? That's about it. I just wanted to kind of do a little vloggy vlog about my life. If you guys are interested and stay this long, congrats. You all deserve a medal. I'm just gonna hug my... I'm a sucker. Sorry, I just want to go on one more little tangent. You know how I just said earlier that I was a sucker for like ads and I bought this because I saw an ad on Facebook? I'm a sucker for things online. Like I have so many random like I guess fad things from online. Like if they're somewhat reasonably priced, like squishy toys and like the squishy cat toy. And then like I just every day in the mail or something I'll have found one more thing from eBay or Amazon. I'm just like, oh goody. I just forgot I spent my money. And I've even been buying stuff off of Wish now. I know there's 1,000,002 videos out there about Wish, but like it's so fun, and like you're like, oh, I just spent $2 on something that was free, but the $2 was for shipping, and it's gonna get here in 3,000 months, like, and it's kind of like a fun little birthday surprise. Anyways, this pillow, I think I just looked it up, but I love it. It says pumpkin spice and everything nice. That's what autumn is made of. I don't drink pumpkin spice lattes anymore, but I used to, and they're so expensive. I only drink iced coffees, like literally strictly iced coffees now from Starbucks. Like, cause I know that a Trenta cup, which is I only get venti and Trenta, range from $3.40 Canadian to around $3.90 Canadian. So for like a giant size, like the size of my head size cup of coffee for like under $4, like I'm okay with. But getting like a grande size cup for like a pumpkin spice latte or whatever, no. Oh, sorry, I didn't, the price. They're like upwards of $5 or $6 for just like a grande, and I'm just like, kill me. It's like, it's not worth it. Like, I don't want the calories, I don't want the drink, like, it's like fine, like, you can put like, I've never even mixed like pumpkin spice in like with my regular coffee. I just put hazelnut. I literally am like half the amount of milk, not cream, half the amount of milk, and 3 pumps of hazelnut in any size of coffee. Well, nothing smaller, but like a venti or Trenta. I'm just like very specific, and I only go to the one Starbucks every single day because it's just right beside my work, and they know me there, and they're like, is this Olivia? I'm like, yes, it's Olivia, give me my coffee. And if they don't know, sometimes like when I'm in Mississauga or something, I'm getting my coffee, and they're like, yeah, what would you like, the milk and sweetener in it? I'm like, no, hold on, honey, no. Half the milk, light milk, a little bit of milk. I don't know, because some people don't interpret light milk the same way. Because if I say half milk, then they might think that the entire half of the cup is milk. But if I say light milk, I've been told that that'll work. So light milk and 3 pumps of hazelnut. And that's it. No sweetener, nothing else. Like I like dark coffee. So yeah, I don't know. This is an incredibly long video. I am so sorry. I hope I didn't waste your day with this. I just love to chat. And drink coffee, and then I just want to cuddle up and go to sleep now, or play video games. Today's my day off. One of my days off. So thank you for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed my long, lengthy rant chat video vlog. I'm starting to lose my vocabulary, I think. For some reason I've forgotten how to talk. That's not like a you thing, that's just like a me thing. Like, the more I talk, the more I can't talk anymore. Like, I use up all of my talking at work throughout the day. Like, I didn't work today, but I think I've wasted it now because I've been talking to no one. You know what I mean? Does anyone get that? Like, that you talk so much that you forget how to talk? That's me. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye!